meantime, yeah, I think that might
Okay,
be because of my earphone. So am I audible now? Is it clearer?
it's better.
Got it. Okay. So I'll just keep it here. Okay. So for all the viewers that have joined us today, I would like to introduce you to Divya Goswami. She is a legend in the Kathak field, and she was
Oh no.
initiated in the Lucknow Gharana of Kathak. And she has been teaching students and performing for almost 15 years now. We're so glad to have you here with us on EdGenus. Thank you, ma'am, so much for joining us today.
Namaskar. Thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity to connect to all people all over the world.
Yes, ma'am, the honor is ours. And for our viewers, I've asked them to put in their questions or queries in the comment box below, and we can go through them at the end of the session. So without further ado, let's dive into
Absolutely.
the live. And ma'am, I believe the
Yes.
audiences would first like to know more about your journey and how it started, and what was that incident
Okay.
or that influence that pushed you more into this field.
Okay, that's too many questions to
Yeah, you can
start with.
split it up, and
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll just take it as it goes. Okay, so
Yes.
first of all, I'll begin briefly describing my journey into
Yeah.
firstly, I would like to say that I do not belong to a family of artists. Yes, we have art lovers in our home, in my family, philosophers, but nobody is actually an artist. So for my family also, this has been a very challenging journey because you don't know how this field truly works. You don't know how the ways of the world of art are. And
Yeah.
to top it, my father was in the Indian Army, and that is
Oh,
never a easy thing. So you're
yeah.
constantly traveling every 2 years, sometimes even lesser, to find a teacher where you can pursue one thing of your interest has been very, very difficult. But for that, I give complete credit to my mother and to my father. Had it not been for their sacrifices, their perseverance and hard work, their vision, this would have been very, very challenging. I know dance is my one true love, so eventually I would have reached there, but it would not have been so beautiful, with the constant support of your family. So, whatever I have been able to achieve, actually, it's truly credited to my parents and their thought process, truly. And so, my journey actually began because my family somehow decided when I was a child that they're going to make me learn Kathak in particular. It was not just a random dance, but it was always Kathak as a choice.
Okay.
So that is a very big question, how and why. But this is how it
We will have
happened.
to ask that to your,
And
to your parents.
yes, no, I have asked them a lot of times, but there doesn't seem to be a appropriate answer. We can just join the dots back now, but I guess it was just meant to be. And
Yeah.
probably being from North India, Kathak has a major influence in the households of North Indian people. So I guess that was a very obvious choice for them. And initially, for many years, I learned from various teachers, wherever my father was posted, they made sure that I always was connected to Kathak. But when I was about 11 years old, I moved to Pune, and that's where my grandparents were living. And I've met my first guru, Srimati Yogini Gandhi, and with her I spent close to 17 years. And truly, she's given me my building blocks, yeah, of Kathak. And not just Kathak, she actually shaped my personality a lot. So I credit that completely to her. And along with my dance, my education also continued in Pune till my family decided to move back to our hometown and we settled in Chandigarh. But that also came as good change for me because it allowed me the opportunity to have my own dance dialogue. For so many years, if you are learning a particular art form, you still have to carve your meaning out of it. It is still just raw material and vocabulary which has been given to you. But what it truly means, you have to discover and you have to, find your own. So a lot of years I spent very consciously not going to any guru, and just seeking guidance from whatever I felt I wanted to absorb in. And after that, after several years of churning in my own journey of dance, I was very fortunate that Guru Munna Shukla, a very legendary guru of the Lucknow Gharana of Kathak, accepted me as his disciple. Guruji is known to be an ocean of knowledge in the field of Kathak. So, every moment spent with him has been rich with learning, and he actually showed me the depth of what Kathak is. And very interestingly, whatever questions I had, he says, you will only have more questions. And it truly really happened like that. I would go with a page of questions to Guruji, and he would further give me answers, and they would further leave me with more questions. But he had the capacity to keep giving. So for Kathak, that was my journey. And then I was very fortunate, very blessed to meet Guru Kamalini Dutt. She's my second mother. She's my Mansik Guru, and actually the person who gave me a direction in life and quenched my thirst for arts by just being there, by being my teacher, my mother, my mentor, my friend. So with all these people's influence in my life, and so many others, who I have met briefly probably, but I was able to grasp so much for them. I have continued, I am continuing my journey in Kathak, and still learning, still going to my gurus, still engaging with them. So that is briefly my journey of the past 35 odd years. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's very long.
No, there is still more to go. I hope another 35.
So I just want to know what motivates you to get up every morning and do the riyas. So that's very engaging and energetic, right? You need a lot of energy to put yourself into that form, that mudras and
Absolutely.
all that. How do you motivate yourself every day to do that?
See, basically, I don't take Kathak as something to do. It's not for me, like, it's not an act that I'm doing. It is pretty much my definition, my defining moment of life. And it is what I am. It is my way of life, and I take it like that. But yes, honestly speaking, I'm also just a human like everybody else. If not, bodily challenges like, genuinely falling physiologically ill. There are a lot of emotions that go through your mind, and you really have a lot of challenges, and not just with your own mind, but people around you. Everything affects you. So there are days that you do not feel the motivation. But let me tell you this, the days that I am the most in my tears, or the most difficult of the times, and this, I actually used to hear gurus say this, but I experienced it in my life, that just that first 10 minutes of getting up and dancing is the real challenge. Like they say, the first step is truly the challenge. After that, the path is automatically paved for you. So, it is such a beautiful cycle of dance. That's just 5-10 minutes initially. And then it's like your sweat gives you your energy on your own. And you are able to break the barriers of your mind. You're able to break the physical barriers, because a lot of times, we also have performances, and at that time, physically, if you're really in pain of any kind, you cannot make it an excuse. It is not possible. And honestly, dancers don't speak too much about whether it is, like I said, a bodily injury or a mental injury, but these are very common challenges like we face all around us. And I just feel that the first step, that is all that it needs. And then dance and arts have so much power that they will absorb you on their own. You will not need to do anything. You will forget, how long you decided you wanted to dance and what truly happened. So all that just really happens on its own, literally.
Great. So basically, it's just a channel for you to outlet your emotions, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I've heard many people who are into classical dance, that they feel that their dance form is type of a meditation. They feel at peace, they feel calm when they're doing it, and kind of an inner
Mm-hmm.
peace takes over. So yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard that as well.
No, it is actually true. The thing is that see, not just dance, all the classical art forms, all our gurus say that to us. All the learned always say this, that they are a medium for you to evolve your own self. Eventually we all take birth, and in Indian philosophy, at least, we strongly believe that we have taken birth to grow from what we are as souls into something better eventually, hopefully. So these classical art forms are actually a very beautiful medium, because the thing is that whenever you are dancing, whether you're singing, whether you're painting, your focus, your attention, all your senses, all your faculties are so aligned. Because of that, it is automatically a experience of awareness. You cannot dance if you're not completely in that moment. It is not possible. And I come from a very spiritually inclined background, and again, it has been my blessing that I have been born into the family of the legendary Vedanta philosopher Swami Ramtirth. And further to enhance my journey, my grandmother, my Nani, who is also my huge inspiration in my life. She's the one who influences me the most. She and my mother have been disciples of Acharya Rajneesh, Osho. So, meditation and silent sitting, being aware of your breath, of your body, mind, watching yourself, being a witness, these things have been a part of my growing up process. So, dance then just became a further medium for me to channelize myself a little more and become attuned with my own senses. So that actually is what happened in the terms of dance for me. And I strongly feel, like you said yourself, that what is spirituality? We always use this word so commonly. What is spirituality? What is self-evolvement? So I just personally, and I might be wrong, it's still learning process for me, that I feel that it is a being in a state of heightened consciousness, and being present completely in a moment, yet being detached from it. That is what spirituality is all about. This sense of awareness that I'm a small tiny dot, and there is this beautiful vast energy field existing in the universe. And for me now, Kathak has become that medium to connect myself as that tiny dot to the universal energy, and feel its possibilities, feel its energy, and soak yourself in that beautiful energy field which exists all around us. So that is all is in spirituality. That is all there is in classical dances as a medium of evolvement, and hopefully, keep growing along with it as a person.
Right, right. So I believe that Kathak has changed you a lot as a person, and you have evolved a lot over the years, right? As a person or as a
Absolutely.
dancer, right? As an artist. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I was reading
Yeah.
about Kathak, and please go on.
No. Please ask.
So I had a question. So I was going through Kathak and the different gharanas and dance forms. So I just wanted to know what motivated you to join the Lucknow Gharana. So I believe there are two other well-known gharanas, right? The Jaipur and Benares.
There are
So was there
actually
a
four
reason?
well-known gharanas of Kathak. There are
Oh,
actually
I'm
four,
sorry.
3 or 4, whatever you want to take. I mean, all these things. My Guruji always says, this thing ki, what is more important is Kathak as an art. What is not more important is fighting about what is this gharana and what is that gharana. The differences and
Mm-hmm.
similarities between them, it is not required. Be true to what you are learning, and in the end, see how does dance look different for everybody. It's my expression. No, in the end, even if I am imitating my guru literally, if I'm imitating him, my dance will never look like him. because it's an individual journey,
Right.
isn't it? It's an individual journey in the end. So all the gharanas and all then become a little less significant, or should be, even though it is a very important part, because culturally, historically, geographically, all these things are very, very significant. And that's how we, today I can say that I'm a part of Lucknow Gharana with so much pride. I can say that all these things are essential too. But like I said earlier, dance was always given as a gift to me from my family. So I truly never had, this choice to pick a gharana. But because my first couple of guru, I mean, my first teacher was also from this particular gharana, and then my first guru, Yogini Didi, was Lucknow Gharana. And then I fell so much in love with it, and having spent so many years in it, I'm the kind of person who thought, and then of course I met Kamalini Amma and Munna Guruji, who also belong to the same field, that witness everything around you, but then at least do one thing properly. So
Right.
I belong to that school of thought, and that's why I consciously decided to stick only with the Lucknow Gharana and continue on this particular journey. Of course, imbibing and soaking from everyone around you too, because every gharana, every dance form, be it Bharatnatyam, be it Jaipur Gharana of Kathak, be it classical music, everything is so beautiful and actually interconnected also. So knowledge and awareness of everything is important, but I strongly believe that one thing in this life, do it with my honesty. That's all I can do, at least.
At least
Yeah.
master of one.
Yeah.
Right. So, ma'am, you have already retraced your journey in the past few years. Now, what are your future aspirations? Where do you see, not like a job interview, not something like that, just something, where do you want to achieve? Or where do you aspire to come to at a period of time, after a period of time?
Okay. So you very lightly said this is not a job interview.
Right.
So please don't
I
hold
felt
me
when
for
I was
whatever.
talking that this feels like an interview.
No, 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 no. See, it can never be that, because for me, dance is not a profession. I mean,
Right.
yes, it is a means of livelihood. Yes, it is my passion. But as I said earlier, dance is my way of life. That's how I think about everything around me. And in future, I hope to see myself immersing further in the depths of Kathak and Indian art forms and culture. And I hope that with time, I can understand, truly. I feel all the arts are truly metaphors, motifs, or ideas of the layered meaning of philosophy of life covered in them. So I hope to uncover it, unfold it with time, and also I hope to seek the thread which unites all the art forms in our country, what inspires each other, and what brings them together, and what also separates them, creates the myriad patterns and myriad creative options for artists. So I hope to delve a little deeper on that. And for the same reason, I have established my own little creative venture, Divya Kala, and it is my space to promote, preserve, and propagate Indian art forms. And at Divyakala, I focus on holistic teaching of students, and basically making arts an integral part of the journey of the person who is learning. We never know if somebody is, going to become a dancer in future or not. I cannot predict that I don't know will happen or not, but the least I can do is make art a part of their growth, give them, equip them through dance with various skills, various attributes to their personalities. And whether it is an adult or whether it is a child, I try to engage with them intellectually, emotionally, and creatively, and be a witness to this, beautiful journey of how each person, blooms on their own, in their own lovely manner. And also for the same reason, I feel very proud to be, part of a few organizations like Spic McKay or the Chandigarh Sangeet Natak Academy, the Chandigarh Government Sangeet Natak Academy, and a lot of NGOs, because it gives me opportunity, because I see that as a huge gap between the artist and the rasik, the audience. Actually, there is a huge gap between the two. So these platforms allow me that opportunity to take arts to everybody, make it a very friendly and loving experience for all of them. And even at Divya Kala, I completely plan to focus on these particular aspects itself. And I hope that Divya Kala becomes a space where the not just the artist, but art lovers, art enthusiasts, and a common person who probably cannot even define art is living in an open satsang. There is an openness, there is a beauty in sharing. So create an environment which becomes a creative energy field and grow from there. This is what I hope in future for myself, to take arts to everybody and to immerse myself in it.
Great, ma'am. That's very inspiring that you want to do so much for others, and yeah, you're
Yes.
facilitating their journey to self-awareness. That's great.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, because see, I personally, see, we all have milestones in our life that we want to touch, all of us, whether we are in a financial sector or whether I'm in a corporate sector, doesn't matter where I am, whether I'm an artist, we all have our milestones to tick. We all have our basic financial needs to be met, our emotional needs to be met. All that is going to be a part of life, but that cannot be my end goal. That for me is not an end goal that I want to perform in 5 spaces and I want to write 15 books. No, that is my process towards finding my own self. That's all I take arts for, and that is my future aspiration also for it.
In a way of sustainable growth, I would say that you are growing and helping others grow as well in the process.
And growing because of, witnessing other people is such a huge learning. Teaching is such a huge learning. Even when you teach somebody, it's a huge learning. So that's what I hope to do in future as well.
Great, ma'am. So coming from the teaching background, I would like to know, if someone comes to you, if he is not aware about the Kathak or the dance form, what would you suggest? How should he or she explore the world of classical Indian dance forms or pursue it as a hobby? So what would your advice be?
See, anybody who specifically wants to pursue Kathak, see, like I said, I also engage with a lot of adults, people who are, beyond 25, 30. I even have students who are 40, 45. People who maybe when they were children had this dream of learning, or they tried to learn but could not continue. So yeah, it is for them, just they love, they just want to try it once in their life. And like I said, through Divya Kala and the organizations I'm associated with, I always say this to everybody who I meet, that give yourself a chance once to experience what you think is your liking, what you think is your hobby, or what you love. I call it, an act of love. And a lot of people also, argue with me whenever I have a conversation that, I'm not creative. Very commonly, I have 2 left legs. I can't dance. I can't paint. I can't do that. I used to be a person like that myself. And, my mother is a witness to that particular process. But the thing is that I feel that all of us are creatively inclined in something or the other. It's just that we don't allow ourselves enough chance to explore that possibility. Be it sports, be it cooking, be it painting, dance, music. I mean, there are so many things: photography, videography, digitally creative. I mean, aajkal to possibilities are just endless. There are just so many creative things that you can engage yourself in, and platforms are available for you to at least try it. It might be challenging further to continue on that path, but I always feel, and whether it is somebody coming to me to learn Kathak, or whether it is somebody coming to engage with me at some other level, I always say only one thing, that do one thing, do it with your honesty, and do it with totality. Till the time you have not given it all of yourself, please don't discard it. Just give it your all. Give it everything you have, because only with conscious effort and dedicated time can you realize what your true calling can be. So taking it to the level of making it your profession to dur ki baat hai. Pehle, even to enjoy something as your hobby, be honest, be for the lack of a better word, I'm just going to say this for the lack of a better word, that whatever is your act of love, make it literally your religion, make it your ritual, and make it your part of life. Till the time you don't reach that point, just keep going, keep pushing. And if even after that you realize it's not this, it will be something else. Some other door will open, but keep yourself open to the possibilities. And every time that possibility arises, give it your all. Time and effort. That's it. That's all I always say to everybody.
Great, ma'am. I believe that even if you weren't giving Kathak classes, I would have adopted your philosophy of life and would love to know more about your journey. Yeah. So for people who have joined us,
philosophy and
yeah, please go on.
No, I'm saying philosophy of life के लिए नहीं, मैंने कहा philosophy of life, to understand philosophy of life, you don't have to learn Kathak. It's okay. You can just engage with me.
Yeah, that's true. But still, you have
most welcome for that.
Of the concepts and fundamentals of human life, at least from someone who has not much knowledge about spirituality or meditation. It feels so good to hear from your experience of how have you learned or how have you evolved over the years.
I have just been truly very, very blessed. I always say this, that obstacles are going to be there for every human being. Every human being. Okay? There is no person devoid of pain or challenges in life. Everybody does it at their own time, at their own level. And whether it is, a simple challenge like bodily pain, or whether it is a much more complex challenge like the chaos that can go on in your mind, or a simple challenge like family pressure, a professional pressure, educational pressure, financially you have to be independent. All these are challenges in our life. But if you truly love something, slowly and steadily you will see that your effort diminishes and your love begins to grow. It actually happens. It is a very challenging process. It's not easy. It sounds very easy and beautiful, most probably. But if you really are able to cross the hurdles, if you can, then the journey becomes actually a true living experience, honestly speaking. So I just feel this. That's all.
Yeah, great, ma'am. So for people who have joined us today, I am glad to announce that Divya ma'am would be conducting a workshop in association with Edgeness, and it would be starting on 20th February. It would be 6 sessions long, and for any queries, you can ping us or DM us whenever you feel like. And Divya ma'am, if you could just tell us more about the workshop, what would it be like and what all techniques would you be teaching, that would be great.
Okay, so basically I plan to teach musical composition, and in that also engage on the rhythmic aspect of Kathak, which is very, very strong. So explore both the Nritta and Nritya, which is the expressive element, and the pure dance form as we call it, and see, how sometimes word can become abstract, and sometimes how the abstract grammar of Kathak can actually have more meaning. Usually we are given a musical refrain or a musical line to which, we further delve in. We further explore the possibilities of its meanings. But I want to try and do the reverse this time and see where the journey takes us. Of course, also in the journey, in the process of learning, I hope to share a few advanced methods of engaging your body, how to align your body better, some techniques of how you can improve your rhythmic sense. So these are things that you can keep with you, and also the composition will be there for everyone who wishes to join and make it a part of their repertoire later on. And hopefully learn through how basically give them a option of possibility that beyond this thought process also this is possible rather than just making it the regular format of teaching musical composition with a little bit of Kathak technicalities. My endeavor is going to be the reverse this time. Let's see how it pans out, but
Yeah, that would be great, and I'm hoping that people would be very excited for the workshop. About a question about the workshop, should people already be well versed with Kathak and its dance form,
yes.
or are beginners also invited and they would be also able to follow your footsteps?
See, since we are going to be exploring a musical composition with the technicalities of Kathak, our aim currently is to engage with people who are at least at an intermediate level, not beginners. Of course, it has no relevance with what gharana of Kathak you have. That is not the subject matter here at all. Like I already told you, that sometimes you have to grow beyond the word gharana. So anybody from any gharana of Kathak. In fact, a couple of my Bharatanatyam, friends and their students have shown an inclination because, like I said, all art forms are in the end integrated, and the complexities of rhythm in Kathak are very different from any other classical dance form. So to understand rhythm also, it will be a very good exercise to be a part of this particular, dance intensive. And so it's the only challenge is that yes, little bit of dance knowledge is required because we will not be able to focus on how to begin. That is not going to be possible. So we've consciously decided that at least 4 to 5 years of minimum learning experience. Rest we will see, and I'm hoping to be able to speak to everybody before the workshop begins so that we can understand. And yes, knowledge is little required. And by 4 to 6 years of learning, I don't mean casual learning. I'm hoping somebody who's understood a little bit of Kathak will be able to join, because only then you will be able to understand it.
Got it. Got it. Great. So I am hoping that all the interested people would like to know more about the workshop, and they are free to check it out on our website and the Instagram page, as well as on Divya ma'am's Instagram page. Do check out her dance videos, and yes, let us know if you have any questions. Somebody has a question that if they know Bhangra, will that help?
Not at all. It will help you to begin your journey into Kathak, because the sense of rhythm, the sense of movement, the sense of aligning various, parts of your body, your faculties, it's already there in you. But then my recommendation would be for you to start at the very beginning and not directly join a serious workshop.
But you guys can always join her workshop to know more about the wonderful journey that she had and the beautiful answers that she gives. Great. Okay. So, ma'am, I believe that that is it, and it was lovely talking to you.
Same here.
Same here. Rest of the day. Thank you so much for your. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to sharing the beauty of Kathak with everybody through this dance intensive, from where people can, go beyond taking a particular set composition and move towards exploring the possibilities and making it a part of their everyday routine of life. I hope to be able to share that through these 6 sessions.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time. It has enlightened me, and I'm hoping that I will also join your workshop, even though I don't know Kathak.
Doesn't matter. You can at least. And watching is also a big learning. It is the first step in the end. When you are students, we are always encouraged to watch others and listen to others. So this can be a stepping stone. Of course, there is no problem. And I hope, through our conversation, we know a lot is going on in our country and in the world at large at so many levels. So I just hope that people can be a little more sensitive and a little more conscious. I think I'm not able to hear you. I think there is some network issue. Are you able to hear me? I can definitely see you, but not hear you, unfortunately. Same here. So, yes, namaskar.